Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing so well today. This is Pterozactyl and I'm Zac. I'm a clairvoyant psychic and I share my gift to bring out the best in yours. In this video, I wanted to reveal to you what big blessing or blessings you can expect by year's end. There are 3 piles to choose between. Before you do, make sure you make an effort to ground your energy because when you ground your energy, it gives us the best chance to link up in time and space so that I can pull through the most useful information. So take a couple deep breaths, light a couple candles, turn the lights down low. Whatever you do to ground your energy, it'll look a little different for each of us. Once you've grounded your energy, choose between the piles intuitively, and I will meet you at your reading. Hey Pile 1, welcome to your blessings for the end of this year, end of the year blessings. I woke up this morning and it was just full on downpouring, which you guys probably know I love the rain. I've been living in the desert for 3 years now. And so when it rains, especially 3 days in a row, I felt like this is like a grand blessing. So I wanted to extend that onto you guys. And I was taking a peek outside, looking at the rain, and I saw that I have a box, a bunch of different boxes for herbs, and my mint box was just like completely flourished, almost as if overnight. And mint always talks about abundance or prosperity. I am so sorry if you can hear that dog next door. I don't know what it is. I think there's like an old hound that lives next door and he just loves to howl and whine and oh geez. So yeah, that's that noise if you guys can hear that. So today I was looking for items to represent each pile and you guys chose, let's get that close to the camera. It sounds like a present. You guys chose musk amber. This has to be my favorite scent. So you guys chose at least one of my favorite scents. If you guys know if you guys know incense, woodsman is my very favorite. I just love that scent. So if you guys are ever in the market for a really good incense, woodsman is so good. You guys chose musk amber with a sperm whale on it. Very cool. Very excited to see what your blessings are going to be. So let's just go ahead and take a look at those. I'm going to set that there. I don't know if that's actually in frame. It's totally not. Okay, we're just going to set that just nearby. Okay, so over here we have love cards. And I know I haven't been doing a lot of relationship readings or love readings, any lenses like that for a while. So I wanted to make sure that we could pull some of those, but we're going to do those a little bit later. We're actually going to also draw some tiny messages for you guys too, so make sure to stick around for that. Those ones are going to be messages from your spirit guides. But with me, we're going to start with blessings. So haven't seen any of these cards. I think I tried this style out last time and it is so fun. It's, I don't know, it was just way different to discover them on camera. It really focuses my attention and makes me do a lot more divination. Okay, so, oh wow, first card out. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's because of this gorgeous cornflower blue up there with the stars. And you guys got harmony. Very curiously, right before I sat down, I was thinking of, the title for this reading, and it's Blessings for the End of the Year. And I was like, okay, 2022, which breaks down to a 6, which is harmony. Curiously, this card Harmony is with the number 7. So I just thought that was interesting that Harmony did make an appearance in your reading. And I felt very drawn to pull some love-related cards. So what I feel like, if you guys are single, I really only like to read for people who are single. Because you could be in a relationship and still look outside that, if that was, parameters set by you and your partner. I don't know how you guys do your relationships, but I see a message of love coming through. Birds are always messengers. Look how many there are. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 16. Oh, that breaks down to a 7. That was probably intentional. So that's beautiful. A message is coming through regarding love, especially a lover. But I'm trying not to read these individually. I just wanted to discover them with you. And health. Hey, there's our 6. Okay, so you guys have harmony and health. 2 messages corresponding with the sun. Sun in Libra, sun in Virgo. That's really beautiful. Let's push those up there. Okay, your Astro card is Capricorn, the boss. Wow, so if we're talking about blessings, you guys have Capricorn. Let's read these real quick. Serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring, accomplished. Badass, majestic, competent, prepared, down-to-earth, corporate, reserved, rigid, disciplined. Very cool. Like to see that. Animal medicine, the badger. Okay, badger represents aggression. Okay, a lot of masculine energy with these 2 cards here. Let's get you. Another sun. Whoa, with radiance. So a big increase, I think something to do with your health is what we're drawing a lot of attention to. Wow, 3 emphasis on sun. That's really synchronistic. You also have a master number. 9 breaks down to 29 combined is 11. So here are your tarot cards. Let's do these guys first. Page of Wands. Oh, that is synchronistic too. You guys, that's why I really like this style. Drawing on camera, I have to break away from channeling and address you guys, right? And then I have to grab a different deck, find out which one I'm called to, grab those cards, shuffle them, get the card, get the message out, and then reconnect with you guys. This is so nice because I pull all these cards in one state of mind, and I'm just already seeing so many more synchronicities. Okay, so sorry, I just wanted to explain why I'm, really liking this style. So you guys have Page of Wands and 7 of Pentacles. Let's push this up here. And then your final 2 tarot cards are Knight of Wands, wow, and Knight of Cups, 2 knights. And I saw so many messages from those birds. So this could be interpreted as friends or relationships. Beautiful. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be a reading about your blessings for the rest of this year, or you guys know that I don't really like to pin down time because everyone has free will and everyone has different measures of willpower. So you're going to be able to bring this to you if you resonate with it faster than another person who doesn't resonate as much, or vice versa. But I'm kind of loosely describing perhaps between now and the new year, okay? And give or take a month, maybe. We'll say give or take a month. So first, right off the bat, something to do with your health, okay? In an esoteric sense, awareness too, but let me get to that afterwards, because what's first that's popping is the emphasis on your health. We have a figure here who's covered in roses, in harmony, looks to be in very, very good shape. Just very, very positive energy that comes from, again, my favorite card in this deck. So I'm getting a strong vibe that has to do with the health of your body, okay? I think that you guys have been changing the way that you eat, or you become more self-aware of the food that you put in your body. And then, like, particularly, I'm getting, like, how different food makes you feel. I think for a while, like, you guys, would eat well. It's not like you intentionally eat poorly, but I think what's happening is that you're recognizing that some food just isn't the best for you, just because it doesn't make you feel that good. And I think that you guys are establishing focus and really improving your health. So I feel like if you guys have had sort of a goal to get into better shape, I feel like you established a goal early in this year, maybe even last year, and you were like, I want abs by the time that I turn 30. Okay, if I could just pull an example from myself to help you guys, it could be totally different for you. It doesn't even have to do with fitness for some of you. It could just be your health in general. So some of you are like, I want to walk more. I want to get outside more. I just want to feel more in tune with my body. And this is a blessing that's coming for you guys. You have a lot more self-awareness regarding the food that you put in your body, how much sleep you get, what going to bed at 11 feels like versus 2 a.m., what having 2 glasses of water feels like versus 6 or 7 or 8 glasses of water during the day. These are all concepts that are popping first as far as blessings for you guys, my lovely pile ones. So definitely something to do with health. I feel like you guys have been on like a health or fitness journey, getting in tune with your body. And as a result of becoming more self-aware, you're able to sort of utilize your natural, God-given, divine faculties. And what I mean by that is, in a sense, like psychic ability would be able to be easily tapped into when you're becoming more self-aware, when you're in tune with your body. I talk a lot about on this channel, rather I share that exercise really helps me get in touch spiritually. It really helps develop my psychic ability, working out, exercising, because when you're in optimal health, you're able to be in your human body without it being kind of like an encumbrance, without it kind of taking from you, without it being sort of like a smudgy lens over your glasses. Using your body or treating your body like a temple is going to treat you, because it's not going to disturb. Yes, I know I'm on the right track. I just got a ding. It's not going to disturb you from the way that you operate life. For example, I'm really sensitive to water, and so if I don't get this very specific type of water, it doesn't affect me overnight, but after 2 weeks, my body starts to do things that make spiritual work or just life in general just a little bit less easy, right? So I see this sense of ease with you guys. I feel like you really are tuning into your body, listening to your body, and as a result, it's going to treat you. This is a blessings video. So it feels like you're coming into harmony with your body, and that's why it's treating you. It's not like your body is here to serve you. It's like you are finally settling into your body, recognizing everything that has to do with health and wellness, and understanding that Libra, it's about a balance. Virgo, it's about order and balance in order to bring you into harmony, because when you're operating from homeostasis, you're going to be able to be a little mini God on earth, which I feel like is an ultimate goal in this spiritual existence. We're not supposed to live forever suffering as a human, right? That's kind of like a lower vibration. That's someone who's a little bit rejecting the fact that they're a spirit inside a human body. But when you can kind of celebrate the human body, it really puts you in your body. And again, it's not an encumbrance. It's something that fuels you. So you guys are getting an energy boost as well, because you're not fighting that rhythm. You're not fighting going against yourself. You're having an increase in just sort of like a leveling up. I'm seeing it as in your routines and anything that has to do with established routines, right? We're doing healthy routines. Things are in balance. We're not doing too much of one thing at the cost of something else. That's the first major blessing I'm getting. That's really beautiful. I love to see the sun come out. I think another message that the sun is bringing through has to do with self-awareness, and I think it has to do with studying something. So if you guys have been working on studying something, you guys could be studying something in a spiritual sense, okay? Different places, studying about where you might want to experience or vacation to next, but I'm getting like ancient times or like esoteric practices. It could literally be anything though. Like you could be studying like classes, taking a class like an art class, like a Skillshare or a master class kind of concept. I'm getting this idea from the Badger, which talks about an herbalist, and the pyramids right here. So maybe some of you are literally learning about herbalism or health and wellness from a more holistic point of view. You're learning about holistic medicines, some of us. If that is really resonating with you, that is your blessing, because I feel like that's your life path, okay? I'm getting that from study vibes right here, Capricorn, and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, especially if you guys are like really trying to learn something new, and with all the sun shining right here on your spread, it's a blessing. I think you've chosen well. I think you've chosen something that really resonates with you. It's very authentic to you. It could be something you've really established in a past life, and thus you're going to use it as a springboard to go in a different direction. But at the very least, it's being supported by the universe. It feels like you're really in touch with your higher self to have so much sun here as well. I think that there is going to be a strengthening in communication with your spirit guides. They just spoke that very clearly to me. Okay, so those are the first kind of messages that I'm getting. Now with Capricorn, yeah, disciplined is now popping. Structure is popping as well. Okay. And those concepts are coming through with Libra and Scorpio. Sorry, not Scorpio. Virgo. Oh God, now I'm questioning, is that the sign of Scorpio? No, it's not. Okay, so yeah, something to do with routines and structures and good routines, established good routines. It's like that's what you've been doing for 2022. Now you get the consequence of doing that, which is a blessing. If you really have been trying to weed out things that aren't working for you, then you're going to start only keeping the ones that are working for you. And as a result, you're going to start to get a boost of energy. I'm getting a real strong boost of energy. Now, when it comes to your career, there is a serious blessing here for Capricorn showing up. This Capricorn energy talks about slow and steady wins the race. And I have that being highlighted for you guys as well with the Seven of Pentacles. This is not the Five of Pentacles. This is not the Two of Pentacles. This is the Seven of Pentacles, which means, especially because we have the Badger, which talks about roots or below earth, or again, herbalism. The Seven of Pentacles always talks about when plants aren't coming through to the surface. It's not like you dig up the dirt and look at the seeds and see if they've rooted or sprouted or anything like that. No, you develop patience, right? You're not going to disturb the dirt and dig right down to those seeds that you planted 3 weeks ago and wonder if they're going to grow or not, because they send down roots first, and then they're going to send up that seed leaf, and that has to travel all the way through the dirt and reach the surface where it's going to finally expand and open. So what I sense is that, and the sun is coming out for you guys too, really cool. So what I sense for you guys is that you have been doing everything for your career, for it's career, finance, talent. I'm getting that kind of vibe. Going to be a little different for each of us, but I'm going to call it career. You guys use your discernment to see which feels best for you. But I'm going to call this career. There's something you've been doing with your career. I think it's an established routine. I think it's a really healthy balance between the energy you put into your career and the energy you put outside of your career, aka resting, aka spending time with friends, aka health and fitness journeys, and just beautifying the home as well. So there's a real good balance there. And so you're not, you're suffering anymore from impatience. And I think that as a result, what you have been growing is now coming through the surface. What you started growing, I'm getting as far as 2 years ago, Getting as far as 2 years ago, whatever you started growing is finally breaking through the surface because we have the sun. We have the sun coming out, you guys. We have the emphasis between roots and that whole message I illustrated for you guys with the Seven of Pentacles and the sun. So what you've been growing is finally coming up. The crop is breaking through the soil. The sunlight is now able to hit those leaves and it's going to boom, burst into life. The Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands with the Page of Wands here, we have an up-leveling. These guys both talk about lots of energy, lots of libido, lots of willpower, and impulsiveness, and a little bit of a rebel heart, a little bit of a wild child. So we're talking about lots of really creative, potent energy. And so I feel like some dream that you guys have had, something you've been building in the dark, perhaps. Maybe this is something you haven't wanted to share with people. It could be a talent. Remember, this isn't necessarily just career. I could be touching on a talent that you guys have been studying and putting a lot of attention and emphasis on education towards. That is breaking through the surface. I love to see it. And it's because you guys have been assertive, right? You really have been serious about this. You've been thinking about what you really want to experience next without fear. You didn't look at fear, or you've digested fear and my vocal cords just closed. You recognize that fear is not a vibration that can be held in your body without suffering. It's not a natural vibration in the universe. Fear is not natural to the universe. It's man-made. It's self-taught. So you're recognizing that talent that you went after, you cut away the fear. And as a result, that means, just like what I was saying with the Seven of Pentacles, you're not looking for ways for it to fail. You're not digging deep into the soil and to pull out those seeds to see if anything is happening. You're believing. You have faith in the universe. You're being supported. Whatever you're going after, it's really supported to have 3 emphasis on sun. It's really supported. And I see this as very magical energy, regardless of this being a blessings video. Things are breaking through the surface, light is finally hitting those leaves, and as a result, things are going to start moving exponentially. Because what I think has been happening is, pretend this line right here, you guys, is the soil level. So here is above the soil, here is below the soil. So what I feel like has been happening is it's like it actually has been growing. You haven't really been able to see it because it's been under the soil. As soon as it hits the surface point right here, the sun is able to touch it, and I feel like it goes like this. So it started like this, and then it's about to go like that. Way higher. Things are improving exponentially. And I'm getting that because we go from the Page of Wands, which is already beautiful energy, into the Knight of Wands, clarified by patience in between. So lots of things have been developing under the surface. So beautiful, you guys. I love this for you. That leaves us with the Knight of Cups. Now, what I'm going to do, because I really enjoy this energy, it's very, very similar to him. Doesn't he look like that? You even have the emphasis on the beautiful flowing blonde hair. That's so pretty. What I'm going to do is move this towards these, love/relationship cards. Okay, so this is for pile 1. So let's do these first. And no, okay, we're good. I thought I had to burp. It's so annoying. I don't know if there are other people in here who channel, but I always get into a really good channeling space, and then it's like this little burst of air is always trying to come up, and I don't know why I'm telling you. Sorry, guys. Okay, so calling, yeah, dude. Whoa. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together, and I got a really strong vibe about bringing in love. Now, calling in your soulmate, and we have all of those birds flying in and out. Messengers is what the birds are. That is very synchronistic, especially because you guys got the Knight of Cups. What is this one? Finances and career. Yes, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, but that's why they're improving. You guys really have improved on the career and financial front. That's so cool that this is popping, because those were the 2 main concepts I was getting for you guys. This is a blessings video. So financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. I feel like this has been coming up a lot in our readings this year. but we have really done the work below the surface. Whoa! Sorry to freak out again, you guys, but look, this woman is on the ground as if she's tending with her garden. She has shush, I've never seen this before. I've seen this card many times. Like I said, it comes up all the time. Very, 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 not visible right here is a basket. She's actually collecting flowers. I literally was talking about finally things are breaking through the surface. And when those seed leaves can break through the surface, they grow exponentially into what? Flowers. Flowers talk about beauty, love as well, harmony, but abundance. So things are breaking through the surface and you're collecting them. I've never looked at this card in a positive light such as this. I've never seen that basket. I've only ever just seen her what looks like in a wasted landscape, really. Looks very drab, but now I see her in a wildflower meadow collecting wildflowers. That is so beautiful. So you're calling in your soulmate. You have the Knight of Cups to tell you that, as well as this incredible harmony card. This is very, very synchronistic. So what I'm getting is that there's this concept of love coming through. Okay? New love. And I just felt, do you guys know what butterfly kisses are? When someone will bat their eyelashes on your cheek. I just felt that on my right cheek, and it felt like a kiss. I've never ever said this in a reading before. That's kind of funny. It felt like butterfly kisses right on the apple of my cheek. So you guys, if you're single, if you guys have really been working on yourself, learning about yourself, growing your finances and career and talent, experiencing growth, you are going to see these results. They're going to be very, very visible to you. This is not one way or another. I'm seeing a lot of abundance for pile 1. There's definitely a soulmate coming through. Let's look at these final cards. You should have said no, and then classmate. This song is from Taylor Swift. Singing. I'm getting singing in general because this is a blessings video. So with all these birds, they talk about harmony, but music too. So be very, very mindful of the music that you're singing. Okay. So I always say be very mindful of the music that you listen to, because it can seriously improve, decrease, or hold you at a certain mood. And I'm very guilty of this because I love kind of not sorrowful songs, but I love emotion in a song, real authentic emotion. But oftentimes those singers who connect with those really real authentic emotions are singing about kind of sad events, like sadder times. And so if you only listen to those, it keeps you at like a very sad or neutral energy. So just be very mindful of the music that you listen to. But I said sing, because that's even more powerful. Okay, so there could be this concept of letting go of someone finally, right? We have our figure here who has his hand released, and it's just like, he let it go. And so I'm getting this concept with this song from Taylor Swift. You should have said no. You should have gone home. You should have thought twice before you let it all go. You should have known that what you said to her would get back to me. So the concept is someone who cheated on you, or someone who burned you in the past. Sorry, my throat just closed like majorly. So we're letting go of someone. And as a result, do you know what that does? Finally telling yourself that you're worthy of love and that you're worthy of more. You're calling in energetically your soulmate. Because when you give yourself that love, that's why there was so many emphases on health in the body and like accepting yourself in a human form. When you're doing that, it really tells the universe that you're whole and pure, and that's when soulmates come together. A soulmate is not your other half. We're each and every single one of us whole. And we really can get into codependent relationships when we're searching for our better half or our other half. Because then you need that person to make you feel whole. But when there is an individual and a second individual that come together like noble gas, and they're each spinning in their own element, and being together benefits one another, that is a relationship with a soulmate. And that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Classmate, to me, talks about that message that we had about studying something new. So if you guys are like getting to like a new class, there are two messages here. One, you already know this person. For other people, if you guys are taking a class between now and the next like 2 or 3 months, because this is the end of the year, give or take a month or two, there's that special someone in that class. Especially if you're going after that thing removed of fear, that talent, that goal, that dream, to pursue this, this master class, this skill share. It could be literally a class or an internship. There's someone in that class who is a soulmate. It could be a friend for some of us, for sure. But I get romance, I get love, I get soulmate. This could be someone from your class. You already know them. A classmate. Classmate also can be interpreted as coworker. Classmate. It also can be interpreted as someone who I just heard friend zoned. So someone that you kind of looked at always as a friend, but really nothing more. That's what I'm getting. I think I see things blooming between the two of you. This was so beautiful. Okay, so let's finish up. I'm going to do some messages from your spiritual team, your spirit guides, whatever you guys believe in. Let's give this a good shuffle. I had to leave this card out. I'd never get sick of looking at it. I think it's so beautiful. Okay. So let's get some good messages from under here. Okay, those feel good. Strangers. Hidden. Art, Hollywood, Dude Ranch era, Breaking the Mold, Crush, yes, big crush, Vintage, and Ayahuasca. Very curious. Okay, what I'm getting, let me just kind of energetically put these together. It might just take me a couple more seconds, you guys. Okay, this is energetically what I'm feeling. These are like the 3 main messages. So the first one has to do with this crush, hidden, crush, and strangers. So what I get is that when you're not looking for this, that's when it comes in. And I think you guys really are focusing on your career right now. And as a result of not kind of like sending out probes of, I don't have my love, I want, because that's what it translates to. When you send out into the universe, I don't have a soulmate, I'm single, it just projects that into your existence. And so you experience having singleness. But if you're like focusing on your career and really developing as an individual, that sets your vibration at a very, very high place. So what I'm getting is that there really is, pile 1, a new love coming for you. This is at the very least a crush. So this is like, someone that you're going to have in your life for the next 3 to 6 months, okay? That timeline is going to shift for everyone, but you're having and experiencing a blessing of a new love, a significant crush or relationship. Right? Definitely coming together. We're a little bit like estranged or just not really at a deep emotional level. And that's becoming something much more obvious. Your feelings are coming to light. This second message with Hollywood, art, and vintage, I'm getting a unique talent and ability. This is coming on stage. I think that this is a hidden talent coming to light. We had so many emphases on the sun, 3 actually. So these are 3 things coming to light. Your next message is Dude Ranch Era, Breaking the Mold, and Ayahuasca. Dude Ranch Era talks about this transformation from one career into the next. So I feel like, especially, I'm so sorry, you guys, 1 second. I should have had some water with me. Especially if you guys are experiencing a little bit of a transition in your life. This doesn't have to be like a full career leap. But if you're bringing something else into the mix or folding something new in, that to me is talking about you moving towards a really authentic path. And I just traced a heart around this. I was very subconscious. I was just tracing a heart around this. So Breaking the Mold and Dude Ranch Era, it's a divorce from this career path and moving towards this one. It's very, very supported by the universe because it feels very close to your heart and very spiritual in nature. Success is written all over these messages from your spiritual team. All right, you guys, I'm going to go have to make a cup of tea before I do the rest of these readings. This was so beautiful, and I just want to thank you so much for being here. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. Just a reminder, I do book personal clients, and you can book your own private reading. You can find that information down below. My voice is totally failing me. So have a great rest of your day, guys. Until next time, stay divine. Hey Pile 2, what's up? How are you guys doing? Welcome to your year-end blessings. You guys chose the lotus. Ooh, let's listen to that. It definitely sounds like a gift. Just had like the biggest brain fart. Cool. You guys had extra cards come out in your reading, both in like the blessings, but also in like the relationship aspect. I haven't been doing relationship kind of like love aspects for a while, so I wanted to do one of those, but we're going to take a look at that second, so let's keep that there. And let's take a look at your blessings. This is for the rest of this year. Now, you guys know timelines are not something that can be pinned down because we each have free will. We're also each unique, so we have different levels of drive and willpower and desire. So if there's someone in here with a lot of willpower who really resonates with this reading, they're going to be able to figure out and navigate to these blessings a lot faster than the person who doesn't relate to this that much or who doesn't have as much drive or willpower. So I'm saying that these blessings are coming through between now and the end of the year, give or take a month or 2. Okay, so let's just figure out. Pile 1 was beautiful. I'm sure pile 2, my terrible 2s, will be just as good. Love this energy right off the bat. Okay, we have Saturn with Cancer, and all of these angels. You know, if you were to split this card in half, there's a lot of beauty up here, bestowing on something that looks very kind of like très désolé. So let's take a look at this next card. Ooh, with Enterprise. The emphasis again on the pink with the open hands, right? Bestowing something. And now we have the planet of blessings as well, Jupiter, in the sign of Aries. So something is being given. There's a very clear right off the bat message for pile 2. Something is literally being given to you. Very cool. Let's keep going with your cards. We have Neptune with Dreams. So cool. Let's read these off real quick. So imagination, memories, the subconscious, self-sacrifice, ideals, universal love, vision, meditation, spirituality, compassion, empathy, fantasies, escapism, the ether, enchantment, confusion, veils, and magic. Very cool. There's kind of this message coming through already about something being given that seems very magical, very much enshrouded in synchronicity and it feels divine. And I'm hearing it's going to look different for each of us, but there is like something literally tangible being given to us. It feels like we think that this isn't something that we can bring into ourselves, bring into our experience ourselves. And that's how it almost feels like it's being given. Very curious. Universal love is popping, which to me talks about these angels up there. Wow. Lots already about what feels like a blessing. I feel like, I don't know why I stopped myself from saying this, but it feels like pile 2 is going through a hardship or a hard lesson or something not moving. I feel you guys right here, and it feels like very much like trapped inside a block of marble. And it's like, how am I supposed to chip off this marble to reveal myself if I am inside the marble? I've never seen that image before, pile 2. I'm literally seeing you guys inside the marble. And it's like, how am I supposed to reveal myself if if the chisel is outside this block of marble? How am I supposed to chisel it if I'm inside marble? That's really amazing. There's something really mystical about this reading. I love it already. Your animal spirit guide is the squirrel. Yeah, I like to see that. Squirrels, this one's about gathering. Oh yeah, so the emphasis again on the hand. And I stopped myself from saying this too. There are 6 acorns right here. And the squirrel has an acorn. Acorns to me talk about 2 things, abundance and potential. Wow. Okay. Gathering. Squirrel, it often talks about, wow, where did I just travel to? It talks about getting rid of like clutter in order to bring in more. Okay. That kind of looks like it's illustrated here. It's like we removed absolutely everything from this image, and that's when the blessing comes in. Right? There's no clouds in the sky. They're on like concrete. Little to zero vegetation. There are no birds, there's no animals, there's no people, there's virtually no color. It's like removing everything somehow brings in. I'm not saying like this is what you guys need to do. I'm just recognizing energy right now. So cool. So let's keep going. Green man with synergy. Okay. Like to see that. Where do I want to put? I'm trying to organize this spread. Okay, let's look at your tarot cards. Oh yeah, you guys had, we'll do these 2 first. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up on. 5 of Swords with 7 of Cups. And then you had 3 of these come out. What do you have? Queen of Cups, 10 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Cool, that's what I'm getting. This Queen of Cups, she feels like an angel. The 10 of Swords kind of feels like where you guys were for a while, inside that block of marble, down for the count. Couldn't really get up, right? The original depiction of this, I say original and I mean to say the Rider-Waite depiction of the 10 of Swords is an individual underneath 10 swords. Can't get up, can't get out, right? How am I supposed to stand up if there are 10 swords pinning me to the ground, including my hands? It's that concept with a marble that I was seeing. You also have the Page of Pentacles, though, which is new energy or new experiences. It also feels like kind of like an opportunity. An opportunity would be a new experience, right? Very cool. So let's kind of like unpack this a little bit more. With Charity, Saturn in Cancer. Saturn provides, Saturn sometimes it really does get a bad rap because it talks about like hard lessons. But here's the tea. It's hard lessons with big rewards. It's a lot of hard work for a big reward though. And I feel like something was not moving in your life. It's like, almost, it feels like, okay, the second I open up to Spirit, it's like 300 images at once. I heard clipped wings, and I saw you guys like underneath a block of marble again. So it feels like for pile 2, something wasn't shifting in your life. Something was not moving. Something was blocking energy. Cancer to me talks about emotions, psychic ability too, but I'm getting more of like emotions. Feeling like you were left out in the cold. We have this woman here, I think it's a woman, this figure here in really drab garb, kind of like tan, kind of stained, and then her children are shirtless. Green pants though, at least they got some clothing. But it really feels like the school of hard knocks. I feel like that's where you have been, Pile 2. I feel like I literally see you finally coming downstairs out of that black opening right there and into what feels like a barren land, but that's when the angels bless you. I think that Pile 2 believes in angels. Something about angels is really important for you. I saw the Queen of Cups and I was like, there's our angel. The Holy Spirit, something along these lines. So yeah, it feels like you guys been stuck. That's what your energy is. And just combative, feeling like you don't know where to turn almost. The mind working against you. You know, the sword cards, they're never really favorable in my opinion. I feel like they deal out tough lessons, much like Saturn there. But you know, in these are kind of like the worst aspects of the Five of Swords. This one to me talks about guilt. That's a really, really low emotion we're not supposed to hold in our vibration. Not supposed to, meaning like it's there and it shouldn't be because it's man-made or self-taught. Ten of Swords, feeling like burnout, mental burnout, just freaking exhausted. And just really lacking, just really not in a very abundant, happy, thrilled space. I'm sorry if it gets really dark. There are like torrential rainstorms here, and I'm realizing that even right now it's getting a little bit darker on this set. However, that's honestly one of the reasons why I did this reading for blessings, because we're getting like 3 days in a row with rain, which is like a huge blessing because I live in the desert. Okay, so yeah, I'm hearing it's like some of you were in the winter of your life. Some of you were in the desert. Rain is coming. That's like the biggest thing that I can give you. Oh, that's beautiful, right? We go from absolutely no color, no life. Here's the hand. And then here is all the green. I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera, but the second I said that, it started to rain again outside. That's amazing. I'm also picking up on this Enterprise as this, very synchronistic with the Page of Pentacles. So there's definitely the energy of, and I'm gonna kind of like truncate this or just abbreviate this. It's just energy, you guys, like a new job. Think of that as an opportunity. A job offer, a new job, some sort of income that wasn't there before, something, some opportunity to grow and learn and to expand. I feel like that's the message. I feel like with these cards right here, we're learning about magic again. I feel like Pile 2 has been devoid of magic, like serendipity, synchronicities, what's the other word? Whimsical, whimsy. What's that other word that I always link in with those? Serendipity, I don't know. Just like chance encounters, surprise, elements of surprise, and even love. I feel like love is really important for you guys as well. Because besides these tarot cards that came out in extra, I was only going to draw 2. You guys had 4, I think 5 I'm seeing now of these other cards. Oh, there actually might be 4. Regardless, I only drew 2 from that deck for the pile 1, and we'll probably only draw 2 for the next pile. So there's something about abundance, more. And that would be charity even of itself, right? Because you guys already have way more cards on the table than pile 1. And I just heard that as a lot more room to maneuver. You guys are getting, you're getting new information. either assistance from people, new ideas is coming through as well. That's very useful. Don't discount new ideas and new information. That is certainly a blessing. It could talk to me as well about a new perspective. Something's coming into focus for you. I'm hearing opportunities and options abound. Ooh, options abound. And that's why we have such explicit imagery with the emphasis on these angels assisting, and then boom. Okay? The second I did this, though, I just heard that the key is in your hands, which means almost you doing it. Okay? Because now I'm picking up on this very interesting hand here, but the figure is completely black. Okay? A little bit overwhelmed. Not knowing what to choose and needing to choose what is most authentic to you is the advice from Spirit. So with a hand, you driving, you recognizing that you are the one who has the ability to do whatever you desire so long as you know that you have to continue to be the one driving. Now, I think there is an element, though, of coming through to help you, because I was just shown again, you inside that block of marble with a chisel outside. So how are you supposed to do that if you feel like you can't move? Now, this message, it's coming through, and I think it's because there are people who are on slightly different paths spiritually, and the rain just picked up outside. There are some of us who really need to recognize that we have to continue to move forward regardless if we feel stuck, because that's how the universe helps us. It greases the wheel, but no matter how much grease you put on a wheel, it's not going to move it. There has to be a driving force. You got to remember that you are the one driving. So as long as you're still looking for opportunities, there are going to be opportunities provided to you. But if we get lost a little bit and stuck, sometimes the subconscious can overrule, because the subconscious is like 90% of our existence and consciousness is only 10. So it feels like there could be some programming going on that's keeping us in place because it's like we're looking for the same solution and that's just not going to be the solution for us, or we're looking in the exact same place and hoping for something else to come out. Now, I'm totally not calling you out. This is definitely a blessing reading, but what's popping right now is fantasy, escapism. I get that with a 7 of Cups. But what I feel like for the other collective in here is that there is an opportunity coming. The universe can see you spinning your wheels. And it feels like that was a really important message. Because you are spinning your wheels. You're spinning your wheels. So that grease is going to be on those wheels and they're going to spin faster and faster and faster. But why are we spinning our wheels, Spirit? If we're spinning our wheels, but we're not going anywhere, that means that the ground we're on isn't the right place. Because now I'm looking down and I'm seeing no ground here. And I'm seeing cement here and cement here. And it's like flowers can't grow where there is no ground. I'm also hearing that your reading is supposed to be steeped in metaphor because we have Neptune here. What I'm also hearing is that you guys should believe in your dreams. There's something to do with the mind that's working against you. We need to reveal this to you so that you can step into your authentic power. I feel like you think that things are not happening or that the world is out to get you, and that's not everyone, and it's not that dramatic for each of us, but that's the energy. When we feel guilty about something, we're kind of holding on to the energy of what happened. And, I usually do a much better job explaining guilt. It's just such a low vibration. Make sure that you're not feeling someone else's guilt projected onto you. That's an important message too. Because I see you guys as being represented by this Queen of Cups. a very nurturing individual. I think that hit on psychic ability is coming through as well. At the very least, an empath. You guys are very highly empathic. There's a clearing of house that needs to come. That's being illustrated by the squirrel and the 10 of Pentacles. Something needs to be gotten rid of. Right? Because all the grayness in the sky right here, the scattered clouds, it just gives me zinging energy, which is like the exact opposite that an empath needs. Empath needs quiet stability. As a blessing, I see 4 as stability and 1 a new beginning. The universe is definitely here to assist you, pile 2. There is a real emphasis on this new beginning. You know, I didn't do this for the other pile before we get into this, because it felt like Spirit had a lot to unpack with you guys. What I want to do is focus on... For some reason, they want me to leave this one here too. We want to focus on this enterprise. This concept of, assistance. So let me reach for these tiny messages. Give this a really good shuffle. Okay, and I'm going to reach under here and pull some. This first message, design your work-life balance. Wow, they're almost all, okay, movie reel, deep, status quo, hidden, new path, yeah, that one's popping, stay on track. Some of us are questioning the path that we're on because it's not moving quickly. That was a real quack. Wow. A very fast message for someone in here. And I think there is a spiritual test going on. We have swords, we had cups, we had pentacles, but we did not have wands. Wands talk about spirituality, drive, and willpower. With design your work-life balance and the status quo, this very much talks about someone who desires a career that does not look like things that have been before. And the rain just got really heavy outside. I wonder if you guys can hear that. So we're definitely on the right path. Oh, and that's a message for someone here. You're on the right path, especially if you're trying to design something that doesn't take from you. I think there's someone here in pile 2 that just needs to be encouraged a little bit. I think you're looking for things to sprout through the surface when they're not, and that's because you got to develop a little bit of faith and love and trust in the universe. That the path that you're on is the correct one, especially if it makes you feel like it just gives you a little bit of light inside. I'm being hesitant to say comfortable, because we don't want you guys to get stuck in place. There's an opportunity to learn something new, to develop your talent. This is someone like offering you free lessons, a skill set. Page of Pentacles to me talks about going to school, learning something new. And I think a little bit we're stuck in the subconscious. And I think a little bit we're trying to make our lives a movie, but almost we're sitting on autopilot, right? We're expecting it to happen to us. Now, it's not that dramatic again for each of us, but that's the big energy coming through. I think that there is an opportunity for a new path. And I think that for others of you, there is this angelic moment, is what I'm going to call it. There is this literal magic moment where we remember that magic exists, that there's serendipity and chance and wonder and surprise all throughout life. And so I think there could be another message about your vibration rising. You're finally getting confident in your dream and your vision for the future you really wish to experience, especially again if it feels like it's very different than the status quo. If what you want to do is very different than how you think money should be made, or how you've always been taught that money should be, how it should be made, how much time you should spend working. I think that you guys have purposely at times put yourself out into the cold a little bit, in a little bit of a way to force the hand of the universe. And that will work, absolutely. Taking leaps of faith are definitely going to be supported by the universe. However, faith is also what needs to be developed here. We just need a little bit more. I think compassion and love too. I think that there's something coming to the surface that was hidden from you guys. I think that it was a blockage that we put up because we just didn't want to address it. And you know what? I'm guilty of that too. And there's something coming up. It's like the cog in the wheel is being removed so that things can move again, right? That's what it is. You know, guys, I saw you spinning your tires and the universe was putting grease on it. And why weren't you moving? I thought it was like the ground that you were on. But you're on the right track. It felt like there was literally a rock in front of you. So that tire couldn't go anywhere. It couldn't get over the rock. But that rock is self-imposed. We're stepping on our own toes a little bit. And the only way to not step on our toes is to kind of dance freely or to relax. And I feel like there's this concept coming through where you're just getting so much more relaxed. You're believing. You're taking steps because you want to, but you're not looking for them to be approved by the universe. Because you're feeling a lot more confident that you're on the right path. And so you're moving into a vibration that's a lot more pure. It's a lot higher. I think you were stuck in this block of marble. And I feel like I just saw you with your hands covering your eyes. And you just went like this. This is so beautiful, pile 2. You just went like this and you opened your eyes and you realized you were dreaming. And that you're actually outside. And you have a chisel in your hand. And you're not inside that block of marble. It's beside you. And I see you chipping away at that block of marble to create your own future. What you wish to experience next. And that realization is deep. It's healing. I wish my voice could go lower. Like, really, really healing. I think some of you are being touched by angels in your dreams to help wake you up. That was such a beautiful vision. Because these fingers, when you hold out your hand, you can do this, or you can like go like this. And it feels like this hand is really, really wide open. And I see you going from this, again, to opening your eyes. Because something was keeping you down. It was a program set in place by repetition and habit, and carried out by the subconscious. But now you're aware of that. You know what I just saw? You guys chose the lotus. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you'll know this story. I said it 100 times. The lotus seed is buried deep in the mud. Way, way down. Very, very far down. In the subconscious. No access to sunlight. No access to air. Kind of like how trapped you felt inside that block of marble. No air, no sunlight. And yet, that lotus is able to grow from a seed, grow through the mud, through the muck, through the mire, through the swampy water, and to burst through at the surface where it produces the most unusually beautiful bloom, especially for its surrounding. Usually, lotuses are in swamps or bogs. Kind of an unfavorable situation, right? Which was that concrete I saw no flowers can grow on concrete, right? And this is meant to show you something. And I think it's to reveal to you how powerful you are, but also to reveal to you the magic of the universe. There's some really synchronistic event coming for you, Pile 2. It's going to really open your eyes. And I see this as being incredibly beautiful. Let's go on with your love aspect. That was so beautiful. I'm so sorry, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I really need a sip of tea. Okay, so yeah, you guys had a crap ton of cards come out. Let's take a look. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Okay. Unrequited love. There's not enough chemistry or attraction to keep this relationship going. So if you're in a committed relationship and you're happy, this doesn't apply to you. It's just a general reading. We have other cards. Maybe these are for you. If you're in a relationship and these are resonant, I see you recognizing who you are now. Okay? Recognizing you've been talking to a block of marble. And your spirit guides are coming out in full force. These angels up there are right here, and right here. There are many, many cards in this deck that do not have angels in them. And you see how this figure is just looking away, just wooden. And she's like clearly trying to get his attention. And this card is all about unrequited love. There's just someone who almost doesn't see themselves as beautiful or worthy. And I see you guys recognizing the power you have inside, the strength you have, and your self-worth is improving, which is going to improve your situation. Let's take a look at these ones. Not thinking about you. Okay. Forgive me. Indie hipster. This person could live an alternative lifestyle. We did have that message about the status quo and winter. Yeah, I felt like you guys were in the winter of your life. And there could be new love coming in this winter. So what I see for you guys is that there has been, I think, again, this is mostly a message for people who are single. I think there's been either you guys entertaining someone who it just doesn't feel like the most happy relationship, right? Something seems to be lacking. That person seems closed off and can't really see how beautiful you are. Doesn't really see it. And there's been someone this whole time you've been thinking about. Not a plan B. You haven't been entertaining this concept of like running to them. But there's someone who's been thinking about you. I think you parted ways. You guys had different paths to follow. You guys had different paths. You had to do different things. You had different lessons. This person could have put you out in the cold too. Could have really started a huge journey of healing. And my throat just closed for that message. So it's really important. And I saw that light coming down right here, finally touching you at the same time. So there's this moment of grace. And just truly, I was really caught on these angels right here in this charity card. You've been through some really hard times, as evidenced by the lotus you chose to. And there's someone in love, okay, you guys? There's definitely someone who has their heart set on you. Definitely thinking about you. Something wasn't perfect in that relationship at the time, which caused the parting. Or the parting wasn't perfect. It was like a really nasty parting. I see this person, what would be the next season? Winter. And this is, the end of the year blessings. I see new love. However, there's a caveat. It comes from you learning about self-worth. And that is that big, big blessing for pile 2. Once you guys recognize that you guys were covering your eyes, that you guys were just dreaming, and you own up to being present and fully willing to take action and responsibility and develop self-worth and self-love, that creates the most beautiful, strong, magnetic vibration for this connection. So beautiful, pile 2. I want to thank you so much for being here. And I'm sending you all sorts of incredible energy because it is just downpouring, you guys, and I never get to have so much rain. So I want to send a little bit of that love out to you guys too. Again, thank you so much for being here. I do book private clients, so if you want to book a private psychic reading, you can just find that information down below. I think I offer 10 or 15, 30, 45 minute segments over the phone. And my most popular reading these days, video reading, is a blind reading. So you can book that type of reading as well. So guys, I hope that you really enjoyed this reading. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, stay divine. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your reading, your blessings for the end of the year, to expect, by the end of the year, plus or minus a month, because we all have free will. So, some people are going to be really resonant with this reading and be able to bring that into their existence really quickly. Some people have more or less drive and willpower, so timelines are always going to be a little shifty, but it's kind of my loose intention. What is the big blessing coming by the end of the year? You guys chose pine. Ooh, take a listen. Sounds like a present, right? I wanted to do this reading, you guys, because it is downpouring today. So that's why things are a little dark. I don't know why I could not get these candles to expose properly. So it's like you either got to see, the cards that are on the table or the flames. So I guess we're getting to see the cards on the table. I thought that made more sense. You guys would want to see that. So you guys, you chose pine. Very beautiful. Gonna set this off camera. What I've done is pulled a love lens too. I felt like I wasn't doing or giving any attention to love or relationships. And as usual, this is going to be for mostly single people. We're going to just set those off to the side and get to those later. So let's go ahead and take a look at these together. I haven't seen them either. I think it makes it so much more interesting to read for you guys. You guys have eccentricity. Ooh, Saturn in Aquarius. Right off with that number 11, that master number. Very interesting. And I think that's supposed to be a mermaid, so I love that, obviously, too. Kind of reminds me of the Magician, because we have like a double-ended blossoming idea going on right here, just like that double-ended staff with the Magician. Cool. Submission with Mercury in the sign of Pisces. Very, very interesting. I like to see it go 11-12. It is so dark. Just give me 2 seconds, you guys. Can we? We can see. It's just, I feel like the colors are a little funny, but I really wanted to record today, you guys. It has such a cool, spooky vibe. I love doing tarot readings when it's rainy, so I really had to take advantage of this today. What is this Astro card? The second house of assets. Let's read this real quick. Material world, possessions, finance, talent, values, solidity, worthiness, wardrobe, luxuries, credit score, security, and aesthetics. All right. Wow. Interesting. I think the first thing that's popping right now is the emphasis on wings. We have the wing from the flying fish up there. We have the wing from the angels here, but also the bird in the cage. I just heard you guys are taking flight. And now we have the golden wings right here with kind of like the gap in the middle. And I can almost see you guys standing up, and then you would fill the center of the portrait right here and having donned your wings. What is that? That Christmas fable. It's like every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings is coming through. I don't know why. Let's keep going. New moon with promise. Okay. Wow, the Black Panther again. You guys, I haven't seen this in a very long time. Possibly like a year, except last week's reading. Let me just move some of these cards around. I'm going to kind of go like this, I guess. Oh my god, you guys think I'm so unprofessional. 1 second. Is that even in? Okay, yeah, we have plenty of room. Oh my goodness. And now let's look at your tarot cards. Page of Cups with the Lovers. Okay. This very much feels like a promise. And we also have the Winged Angel. Oh, wow, look at that, you guys. As if you literally would stand in the center and don your wings. That's really cool. Very interesting, though. I'm going to have to pull threads on this one. And let's just get these final two. Oh, of course you would have this. This charity card. The blue cat. Freya's blue cat is what it said. With the 7 of Pentacles with faith. That makes sense to me, too. Okay. So, as far as blessings go, let's just start with those early cards. My pile 3, sometimes when I don't do 4 piles, I know that the pile 3 and pile 4 energy will combine, which makes either a really remarkable reading or really difficult for me because, and I don't know why this is, and I absolutely don't plan it, but it almost seems to be that the more you go through the numbers on my reading, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's not always this, but it is a pattern I recognize, they get way more esoteric the higher you go. So this would be pile 3. And since I'm not doing pile 4, that energy, I feel like the universe sends it to me too, because there is someone in here who would definitely choose pile 4 should there be 4 piles, but there are not 4 piles today. So yeah, just give me a couple of moments, because this Lover's card, even though it's coming out by the Page of Cups, I don't think it necessarily has explicitly to do with love. I feel like it's yourself and your relationship to spirit is how this is coming through. But with Saturn and eccentricity and Aquarius, one of the first things I'm getting as far as a blessing goes is creativity. Okay, now don't take that one for granted. This one seems far out, as the words on that card and the depictions would indicate. This seems like creativity divine inspiration is coming through. I feel like you guys are going to be getting a message, whether this is in your dreams or your waking life. That flying fish that's over there is really captivating me. I feel like you're going to get, and fish talks about prosperity, and you have the most incredible card. We haven't gotten there, but this is bigger than the world. It's only specific to this deck. This Nordic deck, this charity card over here. But I'm getting ahead of myself. That flying fish talking about prosperity and Aquarius, all to do with far out ideas, but also humanitarianism. And so I feel like you guys are getting some idea. You're approaching somewhere new. You're flying, right? It's like you're taking flight. So the fish is usually in the water, but now it's in the air. And the water is the subconscious, the depth of the subconscious. And the air represents consciousness. And so something, because our entire consciousness, 90% of it is subconscious. And 10% is consciousness. And so what I feel like is there's like tons and tons, more than we can possibly fathom in one lifetime, tons of treasure, literal wealth of treasure. Oh, you have the second. That makes a lot of sense. In the subconscious. And so there are things that we can do. Oh my God, the Black Panther talks about the void. I knew it was going to be one of these readings. Gosh darn it. I didn't even recognize that these are both cats. And this one is so black it's blue. And for that to come out in the same exact reading is very synchronistic. Spirit's really going to try me on this one. Oh God. Okay, nothing wrong. I just know that I'm going to beat myself up. Not literally. If I don't get this message, I just feel like it's a really interesting message. But again, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. It's just like the pieces are finally coming together. So maybe that's a message for you guys too. The flying fish, that message of prosperity coming from the depths of the subconscious into consciousness. The magician with a double-ended wand. I know there's a special name for that. I'm not remembering it though. And now the mermaid from the depths is actually sitting on top of the water. For some reason, you guys, and maybe there are creative writers in here, I feel like you're getting like an idea for a story, but it's like, think about when J.K. Rowling thought of Harry Potter. That's the level of how interesting this is. I feel like there has something to do with your mind and the subconscious, and the mind in the way where it meets psychic ability. Because we have the water fish in the air. So we have water and air coming together. Air, I'm taking air to be sunlight and consciousness. Water to be subconsciousness. And so there's something about the mind being able to access psychic realms. And this could be simply the Akashic record. Everything that's ever been done and will be done. Tapping into incredible ideas. This is a massive blessing coming through because, I get a very fabled kind of concept with this submission card. And I'm seeing an incredible idea. I'm seeing the book, The Diving Bell. And I'm going to have to tell you guys what this is because I don't know if any of you have read that. It's not a hard book. It's like not a children's book. It's like a middle grade book. But with this bird right here, and it does look like a bell upside down. What happens in that book is that this girl is trying to reach some... Oh my God, this is incredible. I knew it was going to be one of these readings. I'm going to try to let all this happen out loud, but a lot of it is happening in my mind. This girl, she wants to reach a treasure that's very far down under the water. And she doesn't have the lung capacity to be able to go to that depth, get the treasure or whatever that sand is or something like that, and then rise to the surface again. There's just simply it's not an issue of her strength. It's just it's so far down she can't get there. And so what she does is she uses a gigantic bell, because when you put that bell and you just lower it into the water, it keeps air inside of it. It doesn't completely fill up. And one of the things she does in order to get the attention of a king to help fund this project, to make it even bigger bell for her, is she takes a bird in her hand and a goblet. And she puts the goblet over the bird and submerges both of them. And I remember there's one part in the book where the king is like, "Grand, you have killed the bird. Why did you bring me here?" And she brings her hand up and the bird is alive because it was able to breathe inside that. What is this message? And so, because there is this concept of treasure here in the second house, and this is your reading about blessings, you also have literally the Seven of Pentacles, which is a very favorable pentacle card in my mind. And, it's not the Two of Pentacles, it's not the Four of Pentacles, it's not the Five of Pentacles, it's the Seven of Pentacles. And you have the Charity card as well, with embracing the unknown, with the Black Panther. I feel like there is some absolutely pivotal, life-changing, most incredible idea that is coming to you before the year ends. It's going to take you somewhere else. It's going to be amazing. This is like one very remarkable idea. Again, think of J.K. Rowling when she came up with Harry Potter and how that completely transformed the world, literally. And yes, it was a story, but it became 7 books. Are there 8? Oh gosh. I love and have read them all, but why am I blanking on that? 7, right? 7, yeah. And then there are all the movies, too. And it started from one story, the first one. It's that kind of idea that is coming forward. Because you have the mermaid, and she's risen to the surface carrying this stemmed flower that is blossoming from both ends. It feels like, something like a philosopher's stone. Some treasure. It feels like you left that in your subconscious before you incarnated, and you needed to do something like that diving bell in order to be able to get down that far to get it. Super, super interesting. And now if we just move forward, we have the angel up there with 2 fish crossed. The bird cage is open. 2 fish, 1 to 2. Angelic being. Even more prosperity. Even more abundance. Because it's like you are coming out of the cage. The door is open. You just need to turn around and fly out. And you will eventually. There's no way that bird in there with the door wide open would stay in there indefinitely. It's depicted that right now, but I see that as potential. This card calls it submission, but I don't always, read that. Those words. I don't let them kind of like overpower the energy of the card, because right now, I don't necessarily read it as such a negative thing. It just feels like you getting your wings, right? Every time oh my god, that is creepy. I just got chills. Wow. Shiver chills. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings, is what I literally freaking said. And I got that concept of the diving bell with the bird. What is going on? This is like a really creepy reading. Creepy in a really cool way, you guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like this so far. So this bird in the cage, wants to take flight. Bottled potential is what it looks like. Think about a bird migrating, so thousands of miles. And yet it travels mere feet in its lifetime in this tiny little cage. And as soon as it gets free, it might as well, it could fly hundreds of feet. Miles and miles. And so it feels like you're going somewhere. And I don't know if this is physical, but something to do with the mind again. Or an idea spurs you to go somewhere. It feels like for some of us, this is a real talent coming on board. Or there is a clear financial blessing coming in that opens the door and it frees you. It could be a communication. We do have Mercury there. It is a sign of communication. So there could be some notice, some invitation. There is some concept of extreme generosity coming through. So think of the 6 of Pentacles. Now turn that energy into a major arcana and then add a little bit. And that's kind of this idea of the Charity card. For some reason, this hat is really popping for me and it gives me Indiana Jones. And I just saw the crystal skull, to be specific. It feels like treasure. I really get treasure, pile 3. Especially because this is really very, very interesting energy. It's almost dark. And there's nothing to be afraid of. Oh my god, especially we have the Black Panther. We shouldn't fear the unknown. And we definitely should not fear the dark either. The dark is the void. You guys, I got to. I've got to draw a message from the void just because you're reading. It's very, very, very interesting already. And I don't take any that flop out anymore. I want to give this a good shuffle. So if any come out, I'm just going to put them right back in. Okay. And I'm just going to dive down until I find one that I like. You. Love and light are the same thing. Of course, it would be super obscure. It made me think of the dark, though. Love and light obviously gives me a very spiritual message. You do have the angel over here with a lover's card, the Black Panther. Love and light are the same thing. Light being truth. Actual truth. Truth not having anything to do with superstition and non-bias reality. For example, the sun is bright. You can't argue that. That's not something that you can argue. That's true. That's truth. Some truth, right? Some idea, something, some really magnificent treasure, it feels like. It's a blessings reading. That's what you're getting. And I'm reading this new moon card as a new promise. A promise of something new. A promise of either a new beginning or a promise of this treasure that you're finding, discovering, is being revealed to you. It's going to be slightly different for each of us. There is a new promise with that. The Black Panther, it says to go in to embrace the void. The void meaning nothingness, darkness, complete blackness. That's where all new comes from. And you do have new moon. Which would, oh my god, this is so creepy. The new moon is obviously a black moon, right? No light. I wonder if you guys have to dive down to your subconscious. And I know you guys hear that, but this is bigger, you guys. This feels way bigger, way more important. It does not feel like a deep dive, like a spiritual healing. It does not feel like a hermit mode. And you need something to get you there. Like the diving bell. That could simply be translated to breath work in order to reach a different state of consciousness. And for others of you, I don't know that it's that deep for you. I think that the universe is giving you something. Because you're in the right state of mind, the right frequency, it just happens. That idea comes to you. It comes to the surface. I mean, this flying fish has leapt so far out of the water. It's jumping over a mermaid. Oh, wow. We have the Page of Cups holding a cup with a fish jumping out talking to him. That's pretty eccentric to me. And honestly, the lotus blossoms on his garb right here are very similar to what is popping right here in these red flowers too. The Page of Cups, kind of like a crush to me, kind of like a message though. And the birds are messengers. And as we move forward in your reading, these are multiple blessings that we've iterated so far. I'm getting another coming through about the bird trying to be able to, oh my god, there's like a social media miscommunication. I think one of you changed your numbers and the bird is the messenger. It can't get to you. And so technically you have a phone and they have a phone. So that is the door open. But if they don't have your number, there's no way for them to reach you. However, I just heard social media again because Aquarius talks about social media too. I'm hearing that they're going to find you. You now have the fish in your hand. The Page of Cups, I'm mixing these two together because the fish is jumping out to talk to you. And the Page of Cups, to me, talks about like a message or an opportunity where you get to interact with this person, right? A chance meeting at a grocery store, a reach out via text message. That's the energy to me of the Page of Cups. Or a crush. Now we have the Lovers, which I'm getting, finally, less as something so esoteric and something more now to do with romance. And we do have these to read. So I feel like there's some opportunity coming. And by opportunity, I mean financial in nature. There is a material blessing. There is some possession you have that you're going to sell. There's something you have or will find or discover, a treasure. This treasure is different for all of you, Pile 3. And it like opens the door, but I sense hesitation with the Black Panther. Because you could fly out of the cage, but there are cats outside the cage. Lots of cats. Who would love to eat that tasty little bird. This could be spiritual. The black cats could be they don't, but they could be representing negative energy or entities. And so you feel safe here and protected in your cage. However, that gives you a very limited, very limited experience of the world, and you should take flight if you're a bird. With the Lovers and the Page of Cups, I do get romance, and we'll go down that road when we open up these guys there. So maybe we'll put this on hold. Definitely a communication from someone you never expected to hear from again is actually the energy. You never expected to hear from this person again. Seven of Pentacles with the Charity card crossing it. This is so interesting because this is a literal depiction of what happens when you actually integrate and learn the message behind the Seven of Pentacles. It develops faith in you and your ability and the universe, right? So when you plant a bunch of seeds and it takes them weeks to sprout, some plants take like 3 weeks, like rosemary can take up to 4 or 5. But you don't dig up the soil and reach down and pluck those seeds out to see if they've sprouted, right? It's the same exact concept, you guys, for any talent you're building. Any talent could go as far as painting to psychic ability to mediumship, to singing, to horseback riding, to theater, opera, movie star, travel vlogger. Could be any talent, right? Talent is really popping with this assets card. So something you have developed, maybe in the dark and not shared with a lot of people, was exactly what you were supposed to find. And because of your developed faith, you absolutely are very spiritual people. Because of your developed faith, the universe is excited, I just heard. The universe is excited to work with you. I keep shying away from saying like there is obviously like a big financial blessing coming. It feels like an inheritance, honestly. It feels like a gifted house. It feels like a gifted piece of property. Something along these lines. For each of us, yes, slightly different, but it's going to open the door. It's going to open a door for us to go somewhere. Physically, for some of us, but just like to be able to spread our wings, I literally saw one of the very first messages, you standing up, as if like sitting down right here, standing up, and suddenly you wear your wings that way. Clear financial abundance. And I feel like I shouldn't, I don't know why I feel like I want to keep trying to put that in a different light, but that's of course what it is. especially something you've been working very hard on related to talent or related to business and finance. Or both. Extremely, extremely interesting reading, you guys. It feels like I walked into an AP class or something similar. I do recognize that it's pretty long reading. Let's move forward and hold on to these cards here. It feels like this needs to stay out. And we're going to take a slightly different approach. Again, I have no clue. These could literally be like not positive cards. We'll have to see what's going on. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Love yourself first. That's the Lover's card. Cool. I knew that there was an esoteric lens for this too. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I knew it. Tell me that you've still got the flame for me. Barista. Okay. I'm hearing that some of you work a nominal job right now, and you're going to have the opportunity to do something way different with what's coming through. Now, for others of you, I'm going to focus right back on this love lens. I feel like there was a parting, okay? Because I keep reading this as new promise. There was one promise that was broken before, and it wasn't necessarily a promise, it was your love story. And you guys had a lot to do independently first. But you came together as if to teach each other about romance or love or passion. And then I feel like there was an uncomfortable parting. Because I feel like there's a great love here with the lovers. And it says a great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. I feel like you're about to have what I'm seeing is a key in your hand. And you're going to have this moment where you face the Black Panther, where you face the void, and you're going to embrace it. You're not going to be able to see all of the way into the distance. You can't see anything in the void, but that's where all true potential lies. Anything can happen, including your wildest dreams, including better than you can currently dream of. Definitely be in your power, pile 3. Be in this power of knowing your divine origins is what's coming through. That's interesting. Your angelic origins. Recognize, remember, and affirm, strongly. Maybe you guys already hold this vibration. Keep that up. That you come from a more spiritual place. You're simply having a human experience. With Barista, I get chance encounter, just like I was thinking with the Page of Cups. You're like at a Starbucks, and the person's behind you in line. Or in front of you. And I just see you like running into each other, gobsmacked. Like, speechless. Oh, I just saw... here's a figure in green, boy kissing this little girl in white. We have a figure in green, much older now, kissing this much older woman in white. Still kind of young though. And there is the emphasis on reaching across with an arm to deliver the kiss. This one's on the cheek. This one, she is the arm reaching across, and this one's on the lips. And you see now that they're much older, a lot more experienced, but there's Cupid now. The arrow is nowhere to be found, I just recognized, which means that it's definitely between the two of them. I get kind of like this concept of either you guys never dated, but you were very close and you knew you had to let each other go. And that if it was real love, you would find your way back to each other. For others of you, you definitely dated, but there was a parting with the same understanding that if you were meant to come back together, if you truly were meant to be apart in order to mature and find different lessons, you would find your way back together. I just heard one quiet message was, for some of you, this could be your life purpose that you walked away from. And if you were meant to find it, again, if you were meant to do it, it would, I just heard actually, it would drop into your lap again. For the majority of you though, because that was a really tiny, quiet message, it felt like, I guess I don't need to explain it to you. It's like on my screen, I usually get like a nice one right here. It was like really quiet right here. So that was fun. That was a really cool reading. Thank you so much, Pile 3, for being here. I got to do that for you guys. That felt really cool. Thank you for spending your time with me. Of course, I book private clients. You can find all that information down below. I do, I think, 15, 30, 45-minute segments over the phone. Or you can book a audio, text, or video reading. I think my most popular these days are my blind readings. So, with that out of the way, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, stay divine.